Very well. Have you got some questions lined up for them? Yeah? Oh, I think those go. That was very quiet. Let's introduce the stage now. If you'd like to come on, gentlemen, I'll let you introduce yourselves to our wonderful audience here in Liverpool. Give them a warm round of applause. Yay! Are you live? Have we got sound here? Not yet? Can we just have some sound on the hand mics for our guests here? No, not yet. I'm going to come to you.
Is the mics on?
Yeah.
That's
What I'll do is I'll share this one with you. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi guys, I'm Sean Kanan.
Great!
Well, there we go. Hi, I'm Daryl Vidal from Karate Kid 1.
Great!
Hi, I'm William Zapka from... Oh, no, I'm Ron Thomas. That's me.
Brilliant, thank you. Can we take a comfortable seat, everybody? Karate Kid. Now then, you were the original? From
Number
all
one.
those- Tell me, take me all the way back. Were you acting beforehand and interested in martial arts? How did you get cast? Let's go right back.
Okay, so for me, I've never been an actor. I was always a martial artist. And I was brought in from tournament competition to bring some realistic karate. So that's why I only did that tournament scene where I do all the flying kicks. Where they saw me was at a karate tournament. And I had a kata that I had all those kicks in. And so they saw it. It was John Alvinson, the director of Rocky, was scouting in Los Angeles and saw me do that kata. And then they asked me to do the movie. So I never was an actor.
Did you know back then, because I've had similar experiences, nothing as extreme and as high profile quite as that. You know yourself if you're an athlete, but you also kind of know when there's that scent of the film industry being interested. Did you know in those moments that this could have been really big for you?
Well, I hoped it would be, because as a young person watching Enter the Dragon, I was a huge Bruce Lee fan. And I was hoping that my skills would eventually get me into the movies, but I didn't know what happened that way.
And like other illustrious people alongside your ilk, like Mr. Schwarzenegger, what was the acting journey then like from you? Because sometimes really great athletes don't always make the best actors because they're quite hard on themselves, aren't they? And acting's about being very kind of authentic and a bit unscared of things.
Yeah, well, I didn't really do much acting, so I just did the karate, I did the crane kick, so that was kind of the extent of it, so I haven't really done any acting besides that.
No, I think you were brilliant anyway. Coming over to you, how did it all start for you? Because you've been more recent.
Yeah, hi guys. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone from Liverpool and everyone who's come in. It's been wonderful to be here, and you've really made us all feel very much at home, so thank you. So for me, I actually was cast out of an open call. They were looking for the new villain in the Karate Kid 3. They described him as a 17-year-old white Mike Tyson, which I've never thought of myself like that. So I showed up and auditioned against, there were probably about 1,500 people. And like Daryl, I was chosen by John Avildsen. And the funny thing is that they actually hired somebody else first to play the role of Mike Barnes. And as luck would have it, I guess it didn't work out with them. And they remembered me and brought me in, and you know, it made all the difference.
Superb. What was your highlight of the memories of the very early stages? Were you very nervous about it, or did you think, I got this?
You know, here's the thing. I grew up watching Happy Days, which I don't know.
Hey!
So Pat Morita was Arnold before he was even Mr. Miyagi for me. So it was really surreal to be, you know, filming with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. But you know, I had a job to do, and you know, I was a professional actor, and so being nervous and starstruck and all of that had to very quickly give way to, you know, doing the job.
Getting the job done. And for yourself, take me through how you got into the whole of the franchise of Karate Kid.
Well, I was moved to Hollywood, and I was pursuing my dreams as an actor and doing my thing, and in acting classes and studying and going on auditions and the whole thing. And I was involved in the Conan show, the Conan the Barbarian show, up at Universal Studios, which was it was ahead of its time in terms of a live theater production. And the producer came up to me one day during rehearsals for that show, and he said, "There's this movie called The Karate Kid. They're casting for it right now, and you're perfect." Because they're looking for blonde-haired, blue-eyed California look and martial artists, and you'd be perfect for it. I said, "The Karate Kid, that's a stupid title." That's lame, man. And anyway, so he goes, "You should check with your manager and agent." So sure enough, that night, I went home from rehearsals, and my manager called me and said, "You have an audition for a movie called The Karate Kid." And I said, "Okay, cool." So at the time, I was a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he said, "But don't say anything about your martial arts." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, listen, these people, you're talking about John Avildsen, the director of Rocky, they're looking for actors. They're gonna train you anyway with this guy named Pat Johnson. So if they ask you about it, tell them, but otherwise just focus on your acting." So I went on the audition and didn't say anything about my martial arts. That didn't come up. And I actually read for Johnny, and that's why, anyway. So, yeah, so then I got a call back, and then I got a third call back over at the studios, and I walked into a room full of actors that you all would recognize. Crispin Glover was in there from Back to the Future, and a bunch of actors who were children of major stars, like Debbie Nelson, Nelson brothers, and just because Jerry Weintraub, our producer, it was his brainchild to have as many people in there that were children of stars. So you see John Travolta's nephew in the movie, and Frankie Avalon Jr. is in the movie, and Chad McQueen, Steve McQueen's son, Dutch, so. And everybody was in the room for this callback, and I read with Ralph, and I can remember it was kind of almost like a screen test in a sense, because John Avildsen was there. I can remember this. I've never told this story, but I can remember John Avildsen doing this to me. I'm reading with Ralph, and I don't know why he did it. I think he did it to see if I would break character, but he literally, can I use you? This is me. Ralph's right here, and John Avildsen does this to me. He does, while I'm doing the scene, he does this to me. Swear to God. I think, and I didn't look at him, I think he was trying to break my character or to feel a sense of if I was intimidating or not, but anyway.
Well, knowing John, he probably had a video camera right up to your face too, right?
He had video camera everywhere he went. Yeah.
So they're trying to make it intimidating for you from the beginning.
Well,
but anyway.
I got a great story about that because Ron, when I was brought in, again, I was already a martial artist and not an actor. And so when I met all the Cobra Kai guys, they were all actors, and I didn't know about his experience. So once we started training together in the summer of '83, I could tell someone was a martial artist. And so we kind of connected, and you're a black belt in something, aren't you? And we made that connection. So Ron and I were always like the real martial arts guys in that first movie.
What was it like to sit on that knowledge that you were told to strip back and say, "I'm not a trained fighter in any way, I'm just the actor here"? What was it like to sit on and then for you to start discovering that? That must have been quite a cool period.
To sit back and not talk about the martial arts. Here's the thing, back in that day, you were a martial arts action star or you were a good actor. If you were a martial arts action star, yeah, you might have been great at martial arts, but you were never considered a good actor. If you think about some of the people back in that day, I won't name names, Jean-Claude Van Damme, but anyway, so I always wanted to separate myself. It was a struggle for me. I didn't really want to be considered an action star. I wanted to focus on my acting because I also had a theater background. So yeah, it was interesting for me.
It's a lot like that in England as well. If you're kind of seen in one genre, whether you're an athlete, you can't possibly be a good actor or anything like that. I did a show called Gladiators, which originated in America, but I'm also a trained actress, and I'm a psychotherapist these days, and people kind of go, "What? But you're Jet!" I'm like, yeah, we can all wear many different hats, can't we?
Yeah, nowadays it's acceptable. Mark Dacascos is a good friend of mine. You probably know Mark. John
Wick.
John Wick. He's a good friend of mine. He's a beautiful martial artist, and he's also a really, really talented actor. Yeah.
In fact, one of the martial arts I train in is Filipino martial arts, Eskrima, which we train a little bit, and that's one of his main specialties. And that Filipino martial arts really has come to the movies, and between John Wick and what's some other ones that it's really come about that's a forefront martial arts for movies.
Before we go to the audience with some questions, you guys can see you've got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 mics actually in the auditorium. If you've got any questions, it'd be lovely if you want to go up to a mic and start asking in a few minutes. But I just want to ask you what you're doing now, the three of you. Would you like to talk about anything you're doing in the world right now?
Sure. So I'm currently on The Bold and the Beautiful. It's a role that I've played since 2000, off and on. I'm also on a show for Amazon Prime called Studio City, which is a show that I created. And we won the Emmy last year for Outstanding Fiction for a category. And so pretty busy.
What's it like to have been taken seriously? Again, talk about swapping hats as a creative rather than being on the front.
It's interesting. As an actor, you're always kind of a guy or a girl going in a room looking for a job. And when you're on the other side as a producer and a creator, people do relate to you a little bit differently because they see you as somebody that can possibly give them a job. So it's kind of nice after 30-some years.
So you know that position very well, so your heart goes out to them yourselves?
Yeah, my current is not as interesting as these guys will tell you, but I still teach and train. So every Tuesday and Thursday night, still teaching karate, teaching Filipino stick fighting. So I always tell people, ask me the last time I sparred.
The last time you sparred, when was it?
Tuesday night.
Yay!
I gotta tell a great story. So Daryl and I were hanging out together, and he said to me, you want to see a really cool video of me knocking some guy out? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is, from Daryl's Karate Kid days. No. It was a black belt test from a couple years ago, and Daryl was up against this extremely large black belt, and very, very quickly, he punches this guy and just drops him to the ground. And then the guy gets up, and then Daryl proceeds to round kick him in the head. The guy goes down again, so he still got it.
Yeah, but I tell them I only hit him twice.
Okay, let's move to the audience. Have you got any questions for the guys up here on stage? Okay, over there. Do you want to just go? There's a mic just next to you, or if you'd like to, I tell you what, if you can grab that mic and take it to the lovely lady, that would be fantastic. I think it's an aerial mic. It's on a lead, that's fine. Thank you.
Hi guys,
What's your name?
Sammy.
Hey.
Hey, Sammy.
Kai. Hi,
You know Sammy is known as Sammy what?
Sammy Kai.
Sammy Kai.
Queen of Cobra Kai.
Yay.
Yeah, so obviously I was a huge Karate Kid fan way before Cobra Kai was even thought of, and I think you've all done amazing. What I want to know is to Vidal and Sean. I know you can't actually say, but if you got the opportunity to be in Cobra Kai, would you take that as a yes?
So I'll go first. If I got the opportunity, of course.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun to reprise my character of Mike Barnes after all these years, so you're just gonna have to keep watching.
Is that an exclusive?
Was it Atlanta? Yeah.
Is it what? Was it a what? What was that sound?
I know that Sean was in Atlanta recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Atlanta's a beautiful city. A lot of reasons to go there and sightsee.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Sammy Kai. I love what you're wearing, you guys, too. Hey, give them a round of applause.
Yeah, I think we need to take a moment to take a look at their outfit because it's a combination Miyagi-Do,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai uniform, custom made.
Thank you. Let's have some more questions. Young man, do you want to go and see if you can get to a mic? There's a number 1 there. Use the stairs as training. Go, go, go. Pump those legs, pump those legs. Elbows, elbows, elbows. What's your name?
Bobby.
Hiya, Bobby. What's your question? And who's it to? Woo, Bobby.
You're not a pastor, are you?
You gonna be a pastor when you grow up, Bobby?
I don't know.
Are you gonna sweep some legs?
Probably.
No mercy.
Do you all fight in real life?
I do.
See?
Only when my wife is angry with me.
Same with my girlfriend.
You probably have a lot in common, huh? Keep your left up.
Bobby, what's her name?
What?
What's your girlfriend's name?
Oh, she dumped us, well, I dumped her.
You dumped her first, okay.
Yeah, she was being a bit of a bitch.
Oh, she's not here to defend herself, but yeah, that sounds like it was over. Thank you, Bobby. Give him a round of applause.
All right, Bobby.
He's definitely not gonna be a pastor when he grows up.
No! Okay, hands up. Anyone else want to go to a mic? Do you want to go and grab the mic number 2? Oh, again, I like what you're wearing. We don't mess with you. What's your name?
My name's Craig and I'm from South Shields, which is a small town in the northeast.
Woohoo! Not far from where I'm from, Craig.
Yeah, so, also, guys, since you're all martial artists in real life, I'm actually a black belt first dan in jiu-jitsu, which I've been training in since I was 5 years old.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, like, how long have you been training, like, all your life?
I started at the age of 12, and I'm a 10th degree black belt right now, and I've been teaching and training for 45 years.
Awesome.
Wow. Do you hold open classes so anyone from the public can still go to your classes?
Yeah, well, I teach Tuesday and Thursday night through our Parks and Recreation program, and I'm also doing online classes, so look,
Wow.
I'll do it online.
Leave us some details towards the end if you want, or if you want to do it now.
Okay, well, if you go to my Facebook, which is Vidal Kempo Facebook, you can message me and I'll do online classes with you.
Awesome, awesome,
I've done them and they're great.
brilliant. I'll check that out too. Yeah?
Well, yeah. No, well, I owned a few martial arts schools myself in the LA area. Trained a bunch of world champions. I'm a world champion in jiu-jitsu, sport jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu, and been doing it for probably as long as Daryl. Formally, I'm a 6th Dan, but for me personally, I don't really care. I kind of get out of the politics of martial arts and moving up through the ranks.
You kind of transcended all that then.
Yeah, the other hat I wear in life is also a personal development expert and life coach and author and motivational speaker. So, my life runs on, and that's all really came from developing, the martial arts. When I was training in the martial arts, my sensei used to say things to me in a way that nobody had ever said, about character and about personal development, and it kind of ignited a flame in me, and I kind of carried it, through my life. So that and be a competitive swimmer and athletics, and I know that mindset is everything. So yeah.
Craig, is that the same for you?
Yeah, I'm doing a Japanese jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Go on, it's all right.
Also, I also run like a Facebook fan group on Facebook. Well, I'm like second in command of it. It's called Cobra Kai Ultimate Fan Forum. Sean, Daryl, I'm pretty sure you're both members, and Daryl, I'm pretty sure I'm the one that recruited you.
Oh, nice.
Because we're friends on Facebook as well.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to put a name to a face now.
Yeah. Let's hook up later, shake hands and all that.
Awesome. I'd love a class with you as well if I make it to the States.
Oh, we'll do it online.
Doing it. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you.
Oh, Craig, does that answer all your questions? Got any more in there?
And then, if you were to return in Cobra Kai, like Sean and Daryl, I would say Daryl, you would be brilliant as a sensei of the Locust Valley Karate Club.
Yeah, I mean, it's the story's already there, and the backstory. The thing I love about the backstory that came out in the series is I found out I was the champion in '81.
Yes.
So Johnny and I are actually 1-1.
That was a surprise to me too.
And Ron, who do you think would win out of Bobby or Daryl?
Let's find out right now.
One thing I didn't realize until it was brought to my attention was he was disqualified, and I lost to Johnny. So he and I would have fought for 3rd and 4th place. So he was disqualified. So actually, I took 3rd place. And
No. If I was disqualified, I would have fought for 1st place, and I would have whipped Johnny's ass.
well, I would have.
Bobby would have beat Daniel easily.
And then I would have hugged him and kissed him later because we're best friends. But you know.
Nah, there you go. Thank you, Craig.
Anytime. Thank you for letting me to answer these questions. Sorry, I'm really nervous, by the way.
Asking, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being here. Have you travelled over today? You over?
Last night we travelled down. I'm here tomorrow as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, thanks a lot. Great meeting you.
Thanks, Craig. Who have we got next? There's an arm up here. There's a young lady. There's 2 of you. Go on. I think that again to Mike too. Oh, look. Hi, what's your name?
Hi.
My name's Fletcher.
Hey, Fletcher.
Well, I've got a question for Ron. How does it feel like when you came back to Cobra Kai? How did you feel like, obviously like nostalgia, did you feel all that nostalgia?
Nice question.
Yeah, well, first of all, us as human beings, not actors, we've just been friends the whole time. It started a lifelong friendship with all of us. You know, Tony O'Dell and Rob Garrison and Billy Zapka and Marty Cove, Ralph, and all of us. We've been friends, so showing up on the set was, hanging out with our friends. But when we get to do what we love to do and be in front of the camera and recreate those characters again that we started so many years ago and have been on this journey together, it's like icing on the cake. It added some more magic to it, and it was really, really surreal and magical. Just to be doing what we did 30 some odd years ago again. And it was really like stepping off the Karate Kid set and stepping on to the Cobra Kai set and having those 30 plus years dissolve away.
Of course, you didn't know you were going to be a pastor.
Well, I did, because they had called me and discussed my character, which I thought was brilliant. How Bobby, here's what I love about Bobby now. He became a pastor. He's trying, still trying to do the right thing, because it's the right thing to do, and steer people in the right direction. But he's still conflicted. So he's still a Cobra Kai at heart. So he'll go out with his buddies and have a beer and throw down a few cuss words and kick some ass in a bar, and then go to church the next day and preach on how you shouldn't do that stuff. I love what they've done with Bobby.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left, just over. Who's next? Come on then, let's have both of you run. If you would like to run in the turquoise to one mic, and then the guy with Fear and Pain t-shirt over to the other mic. Let's stack up these questions before we run out of time. Thank you. Careful on those steps. Knees high, elbows high. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Right, I've got a question. You've probably got quite a few stories about Pat Morita, because he was a very funny guy, wasn't he, in real life, because he was a comedian. So I want to know, is it true he told a lot of naughty jokes off set?
I'll start.
He told a lot of naughty jokes. So I want to know some Morita memories. Got some Pat Morita memories there.
Back then, it wasn't, he would tell a lot of politically incorrect jokes. From women jokes to Asian jokes. I don't know if you know they used to call him the hip nip, which I can't even say now, but he was constantly joking, constantly. So I couldn't even tell you one joke because
You probably couldn't be allowed to say it.
Especially today.
I thought that would be the case, yeah. So, but he was funny off set. He was a very funny guy.
Absolutely.
I loved Happy Days. I was a huge fan. So obviously it was, it was great to see him play a serious character.
Oh, he's brilliant and very, very, very funny. Always cracking jokes. I've got a bunch of stories about Uncle Pat, but my favorite is, some of you may have heard it before. I had a dojo in LA, and I was, teaching my students. We were doing a big demonstration. I was getting ready to promote all my students to their next rank, and we did a big demo, and all the parents would come in and watch the show and everything. And I ran into Pat up at Universal Studios about 4 days prior, and I asked him if he wanted to come to my dojo and see the demo. And he said, yeah. So my black belt senior students had all the parents and all the kids all lined up and ready to do this demo and get their next belt and their ranks, and it was a big deal. And I wasn't there, and everybody's asking, well, where's Sensei? And I went there, and what I was doing was picking up Pat Morita at Universal Studios at his hotel, and I was driving him to my dojo. And so everybody was lined up and ready to go for the promotions, and I walk in with Mr. Miyagi.
They didn't think that he was right for the part originally, did they? Like, really? The Happy Days guy?
No, that's...
How wrong they were.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Weintraub didn't, but John Avildsen did.
Okay.
John Avildsen pushed for him.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well,
Pat Morita was special.
Up above thinking, can't believe this is still all going on.
Right? Yeah.
It's great though, isn't it?
It's fantastic. Thank you so much. Big round. Over to Mike too. Thank you.
My question is to Sean. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai, and obviously you can't really say anything, but who do you think would win between you and Lawrence? Because that's the fight that I want to see. The original bad boy versus the new bad boy.
Well, I suppose if I just went off of who the characters were, Johnny Lawrence was a local champion for the All Valley tournament, and Mike Barnes was supposed to be a national champion. So I guess I'd give the edge to Mike, but he wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. The guy did get completely confused by a kata, so I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah, that's true. Even though Terry Silver told him that kata wouldn't win tournaments.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it did.
Thank you. Any more questions? Anybody else want to run to a mic? Here we go, number one.
Hi, my name's Katie. I've got a question for all of you. So obviously Karate Kid has inspired those people to start training, but what inspired you guys to start martial arts?
For me, it was Bruce Lee.
Nice.
I was boxing, and I was boxing on the south side of Youngstown, Ohio, and my parents realized very quickly that where I was boxing was for guys that were trying to get out of a really bad socioeconomic situation, not their nice son from the suburbs. And so they said, listen, why don't you consider trying karate? And I stepped into a Shotokan dojo when I was, I think, about 14 and a half. And it just, for me, it was an amazing experience. It's something that has been a part of me off and on from that point on.
Thank you.
This is a little bit of a story. I'll try to keep it short. So I weighed in as my freshman year in high school at under 100 pounds. I was like 97 pounds, and I was under 5 feet, like 4'11". And I can remember the junior varsity football coach looking down at me and taking my measurements for PE, and he says, "You better go home and eat some food, son." And so that day, I'm walking around looking for my locker in high school. It was a big high school, and I'm walking down, and I had literally a Cobra Kai moment, and I'm going to act this out for you guys. So I'm walking around looking for my locker number on both sides of the hall, and here come 4 guys: Johnny, Bobby, Tommy, Dutch, and I'm walking. I'm playing Daniel at this point. So I'm walking around looking for my locker, and these guys are laughing, and they're walking my way. And as I'm passing them, Dutch steps out of the crowd, and he sucker punches me, boom, right in the face. It hurt, and they just kept walking. I didn't know who they were. They just kept walking and laughing, and at that point, I knew I needed an equalizer. So one of my friends was training at a church, go figure, called Unity Church in Reno, Nevada. with a judo jiu-jitsu guy, and he invited me up, and I started training, and I fell in love with it.
There you go, nice one. Thank you. Do we have time? Yes, around there for that. Thank you, guys. Do we have time for one more question up at number 4? Yeah, cool.
Hi, my name is Jordan.
Hey, Jordan.
My question's for Sean. It's about the third film, you know, where it's like the ending fight scene, and when you're beating the crap out of Daniel. I just want to know if you can touch upon what that was like to destroy the guy and that kind of thing, the background behind that.
And then lose.
Quite intense fight.
You know, it was really incredible because, you know, I was the guy that bought a ticket for the Karate Kid and for the sequel, you know, and then...
Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah. And, you know, there I was the guy at the All Valley tournament, and, you know, you see the big board up there and it, you know, the logo on the ground. So it was pretty incredible and pretty surreal. There were, you know, a couple hundred extras. And it was very exciting. As I remember, there were maybe 8 or 9 cameras running, and you know, there was obviously a lot of choreography that we had learned for it. And it was still to date one of the most exciting things I've ever done in front of the camera.
That's an answer if I've ever heard one. Is that okay?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you all so much.
Liverpool.
See you guys out.